One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Good morning, friends. I'm broadcasting live from Oklahoma. I hope you can hear me and see me. We've had little technical glitches, but we're going to try to forge ahead anyway. So good to see everyone out there, knowing that this day is unfolding in its best and most beautiful way for you. We are here to talk about rituals of light. And we always begin our day with some Qigong, and we have Deborah Weisenberger-Lippitz with us this morning. So you'll start with your mind-body connection, and we'll move into a song that I wrote some time ago called Keep the Lights On. So we'll talk a little bit about that, as well as moving toward the light, and the light within, the light without, and the light that surrounds and infuses each of us. So I look forward to chatting with you about rituals of light and how those lift your life and the life of those around you. And welcome to SoulCall Global. Let's start with our Qigong.
Hello everyone. We continue with our Qigong practice, working from the inside out. So please, always, with the eyes open, be aware of the center of the head and expand outward from the center of the head in all directions to infinite space, shining brightly from the inside out, connecting us all, heart to heart, mind to mind, gathering all the healing chi, love, good wisdom, information, and pull it back, gently contracting into the center of the head, and very gently close the eyes. Aware of Shen Qi Palace, the mind's home. Our inner essence, our lighthouse, awakening, shining brightly, deeply inwardly. Then allow the hands to move upward, palms facing inward in front of the chest. Lace the fingers together, staying inside with complete awareness of our inner lighthouse. Allow shoulders to relax, hands relax, as elbows are gently pulled outward, staying inside, aware of our inner lighthouse, shining very brightly as the chi field supports the elbows, being pulled outward. The mind's consciousness in the middle dantian, between Tenzhong and Shenju, the front and the back of the chest, inside, becoming brighter, larger. Relax. Only see, aware of our inner lighthouse. Relax. Inner lighthouse, getting brighter, brighter. Middle dantian, brighter, brighter. our true essence, inner lighthouse, awakening, shining deeply inwardly. Relax. So bright, uniting, transforming inside. Now, separate hands to the sides, staying inside. Very gently open the eyes, smiling from the inside out, giving thanks, aware. You can continue to play with chi and practice as long as this feels good to you. Thank you.
Always smiling from the inside out. Thank you, Deborah. And that inner lighthouse, this idea that the light is within us. And today we talk about rituals of light. And this song that we're about to play for your meditation and relaxation and opening of all those wonderful energy centers, continuing with the Qigong, is Keep the Lights On. The way this song came to be was a person gave me a prompt, in a sense, by telling me the story of a home they had just purchased out in the woods. And they said that they always kept the lights on because they never knew when they were going to get home. And even if they left at 10 in the morning, they put the lights on because if it was, once the sun set, it was very dark out there in the woods and they wanted to make sure they could find their way home. So this song came to me from that prompt, but it became a discussion about spirit and spirit keeping the lights on for us, in us, and as us. Keep the lights on. Thank you, Natalia, for the beautiful video.
Leave the lights on, you'll never know when I'll show up home again. Leave the lights on, I always want to find my way back. Won't lose track, so keep the lights on. My soul is searching, though I'm already here. My dear God, release my foolish fear. I know I'm one with the stars, the moon, the sky. One with the rainbow, every cloud passing by. Keep the lights on. Keep the lights on, dear spirit. I know you always will. No matter how long I wander, you'll be there still. Keep the lights on. I always come home. Keep the lights on. I return when I roam. Keep the lights on. My soul is searching, though I'm already here. My dear God, release my foolish fear. I know I'm one with the stars, the moon, the sky. One with the rainbow, every cloud passing by. Keep the lights on. Keep the lights on. Keep the lights on. Keep the lights on. My soul is searching, though I'm already here. My dear God, release my foolish fear. I know I'm one with the stars, the moon, the sky, one with the rainbow, every cloud passing by. Keep the lights on, 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 keep the lights on. Keep the lights on, keep the lights on, keep the lights on.
Okay, we're back. Thank you so much. Natalia's keeping the lights on for all of us by making this technology work somehow. I'm in the middle of Oklahoma, and it's coming in and out. So I hope that you're able to get some benefit from this wonderful day that we're having. So keep the lights on. This idea of keeping the lights on the inside and on the outside is something that really mesmerized me when I was putting this song together. And thank you, Candy and others, for loving that song. And I say it to myself sometimes, reminding myself of the light in our lives. And I thought about rituals of light and how we have everyday ones, and we have ceremonial or celebration type rituals of light. And then there's nature and its amazing rituals that it brings us every day and all the time in the different seasons, which drive all of our everyday practices and our celebrations and that connection with the idea of ceremony. So every day you wake up, what do? You wake up and you probably open a curtain and let the light in. You wake up and you flip on some lights in different rooms to begin your day. You may walk out into the light of day. You have this natural tendency to want to bring light into darkness. And we accept the darkness as well. The beauty of this idea of rituals of light is that it is both and. It's the light and it's the dark. It's remembering that light is always present and available and bringing it into the darkness and replacing the darkness whenever we choose. So every day we have our light rituals. And we have ceremonies and celebrations. I know Jane and I love to travel, and those of you who might follow us a little bit know that we spent some time in Italy this year. And one of our practices is to go to every single chapel, church, cathedral, Duomo, whatever it is, and light a candle. We light a candle on behalf of every person in our life and for the world, for peace, for love, for prosperity, for healing, wholeness, and goodness. And in this space where so many candles have been lit before, the light seems to be connected to all those lights from thousands of years in some cases, always hundreds of years when you're in the old country. And so we light this light in connection with all the other lights as a ritual everywhere we go. And we know that for this time of year, there's a lot of lights being lit, right? So there's the lights that we put on the outside of our house if we're people who like to decorate that way, and we turn those lights on. We have trees sometimes that are celebrating either the Christmas holiday or the pagan holiday of the solstice, and both have now the ritual of lighting of lights on a tree. And as we know historically, the people who were nature-based were first to have the trees with the lights, and then it was absorbed by the Christian religion later on to make it part of the Christmas idea of the birth of Christ, another light coming into the world. So we have that ritual, that ceremony of lighting the light on the Christmas tree. And we know that some traditions are lighting candles now, whether they're candles for Hanukkah or candles for Advent. And this idea, each candle representing something, also goes into newer traditions like Kwanzaa, which I celebrate by lighting candles that have individual meaning and ideas around community for the African American community. So we have these rituals of light, and each time we engage in that, we're reminded that the light is ever present. And when we light something, either turning it on or lighting the candle, we're being reminded to bring the light forward, to bring our awareness to the light. And earlier, Deborah talked about the inner lighthouse. This idea that within us, all the lights can be on. And we have what we call the energy centers, the chakras. Some people talk about the different colors of the lights within us. Some people talk about auras and the light around and surrounding us. But we are made of light. So each time we engage in our everyday ritual of light, each time we engage in ceremonial or celebratory light, we're reminding ourselves of the importance of the light within us. One of the most common celebrations of light is on the day of our birth. We light our candles, and depending on how many candles you have, you may light more or some representative number. Now, being in my 60s, I think I'll start to have a representative number. That'd be quite a lot of candles to blow out. But this ritual of lighting the candles and singing the song, and then blowing out the candles with a wish, sending the light into the ether, sending the light into the possibility of what can be unfolding in front of us. Yes, so this ritual, this ceremony of lighting the candles in so many different situations is a reminder of our light within. And we just had a comment that said, SoulCall lights up our life. And that song has been running through my head, by the way, Candy, all day, because it was one of those from, I think, the 70s. You light up my life, you give me hope, right? That idea that each of us has light within us, and we can light each other's lives up by being aware of the light. Nature gives us so many invitations to this. Nature gives us the invitation with every sunrise. So the light that shows up over the earth gives us the first invitation. We can see the light creeping in no matter how many curtains we have on. The light creeps in and we can see it, and it wakes us up physically, but it wakes us up spiritually as well. The light has entered. The light has risen. The light is present. And we go toward the light. We move toward the light. We go open the window. We look at it. We notice the sunrise and the soft, beautiful colors that happen when the sun is just rising. And we adore this moment. Anyone who's up early enough to experience it. But we also adore the sunset because we notice the light leaving the sky. We notice that the hues are changing, and who doesn't love a sunset? And why do we revere and love this sunset so much? Because it reminds us of the ever constancy of light. It reminds us that it will rise again, even as it sets. We love the beautiful display of color, yes. We love the romanticism of sunset. We also love knowing that there will be another sunset. As long as we're on the planet, there'll be another sunset. There'll be another sunrise. We can count on this. We can count on the light and this beautiful gift that nature and creation and spirit has given us. As a reminder, we revere. And so many spiritual traditions for thousands of years have always revered the light, the coming of the sun. But we know that the sun is not the only light. In our galaxy, so many lights. In our universe, so many lights. We also notice the light of the moon. The light of the moon and its various phases, how much its light is showing, how much we're receiving of it, how much do we see it. We know it's a reflection of light coming from the sun on other sides of the planet, right? It's an amazing connection, the reflection. And we do that for each other. We reflect light onto each other, onto the good, onto things that we want to pay attention to. And these phases of the moon remind us that sometimes we can only see so much, a little sliver, only half. But we know that the full moon is present. We know that because the light ultimately illuminates the whole. But the whole is never gone. The whole is always there. And nature reminds us of that. So each of our rituals can remind us of the same, even if there's just one candle that we have available, one light in what feels like a very dark room. We know that the light is still present. We know that the light is still there. So we're aware of it even when we can't see it. And this is where our beautiful idea of faith comes in. The light is always present, even when we can't see it, even when there's a fly that's buzzing around your head. One fly in the entire space that I'm in decided it wants to visit me. I'm talking about the light, obviously it's drawn right in. This light that we have the opportunity to be aware of in every given moment, in every situation, regardless of what it looks like. We know that the sun rises. We know that the moon becomes full. We know that the light will ever shine. In knowing that, when we are in a dark space, in our own minds or heart, because it feels as if something's been extinguished. It may feel as if something's been extinguished, but we ever have that light within us, even when it feels like just a pilot light. I've certainly had moments in my life where it feels like just the pilot light's on, but the pilot light is enough to ignite, to reconnect with, to become aware of, to remember that we're made of it. And as we focus on it, it grows. And the fire within us, the light within us grows. And isn't fire a most gorgeous form of light? The fire of the candle, the fire in your fireplaces, the beautiful fires that can be lit outside in a fire pit. All of these are reminders. So let the reminders and the rituals of light in your life be purposeful. Notice the light in the morning. Notice the light when it closes. Notice a little bit of light creeping under the door, through the curtain, and celebrate it. It is life itself, constantly being present, constantly bringing itself to your attention. Light rituals are life. Everyday rituals, ceremonial rituals, celebration rituals, light rituals. And you yourself, being a light body, in and of yourself, are a light celebration. And the ritual of your awakening each morning and your awakening from within is a celebration of light. You are a celebration of light. I have another song that I brought today to share, and it's called Moving Toward the Light. And the concept in that was not the idea that the light is away from us and we have to go find it, but that we're moving more and more toward the light within ourselves. We sometimes can focus on the spaces where there seems to be an absence of light. We can focus on the lack in our life. We can focus on what's not there. But when we move toward the light within ourselves, we are focusing on that pilot light or that great fire or those energy centers, the chakra, the chi. We're focusing in on that, allowing it to grow within us and grow within our awareness so that everything that we're broadcasting is from this awareness of the light that is ever present and always there. We want to continue to move toward light inside of ourselves and look for the light in the world, look for the light in other people, speak to the light in ourselves and connect it to the light that's everywhere present. Moving toward the light. Let us be a community and individuals that continually move toward the light and celebrate what it brings and how it lifts our inner world and our outer world. Let's continue to move toward the light. Thank you.
Here we are again.
And hopefully, Natalia, I'm still
Don't
live.
be afraid.
We can move to the song.
We're on the verge. Something has changed. Here we are again. Don't be afraid. We're on the verge. Something has changed. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. I as you and you as me. We are one and fit perfectly. I as you and you as me. We are one and fit perfectly. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. Take a breath, check your mind, go inside, leave fear behind, step away from your small thinking. We are one in spirit, we are one great soul, you and I in harmony, love is in control. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. Take a step, change your mind, go inside the love you find, go beyond your little thinking. We are one great power, we have one great goal, you and I align with spirit, love is in control. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. We are moving toward the light. We are moving, it must be right. Here we are again. Don't be afraid. We're on the verge. Something has changed. Here we are again. Don't be afraid. We're on the verge. Something has changed.
And something changes every time the lights come on. Every time the lights come on within us and around us, we have the opportunity to see anew. So may the lights be on in you to their highest brilliance. So thank you so much for being with us today. And we have so many things in store for you that we're excited about. And first and foremost is Jazz Up the Holidays. I can't wait for it. There are 2 live versions and live streaming also available. And this is our biggest fundraiser for the year for SoulCall Global. And we would love to have you attend if you're in one of the places, but we'd love to see you invite friends and make this the biggest event ever for our live stream. So we have the concert here in Columbus, Ohio, December the 8th, for those who live in Columbus, Ohio. And then we have, I think it's the 6th, the other concert, Natalia, that was in Pittsburgh, maybe? Yes, December 6th. And they will be live streamed and you can get your tickets on SoulCall Global, because I don't know if you were there last year or even the year before, but the music that Lisa brings with the band is transcendent. It's beyond just the holiday kind of feeling. It's from her soul. It's from every memory we have of anything that's beautiful and positive about this time of the year. And she sings with such beauty and grace and heart that it's just part of your celebration of winter, of Christmas, of Hanukkah, of Kwanzaa, of no celebration of any kind, but just being alive. So please join us for Jazz at the Holidays. You can get your tickets on SoulCallGlobal.org, and we welcome you in person or live streams, and please tell your friends. We'd love to see you. We will continue to offer meditations on Monday throughout the month of December, and we will continue to have the opportunity to pray with and for and as beings of light with you. So please feel free to send your prayers to prayers@soulcallglobal.org. And we also continue to have classes. So check us out on SoulCall Global. Tomorrow we won't have a meditation this coming Monday because there is a concert. Yes. So in lieu of the concert, please join Jazz at the Holidays. But the rest of the Mondays, we'll have Meditation Mondays. And look for us on Wisdom Wednesdays. Join us whenever you need a lift and need to be reminded to light that pilot and light up your life. So we're so glad that you are here with us. And we appreciate all your gifts of joining us, and your gifts in terms of donations. No donation is too small or too large. And please stay connected with us as it's scrolling underneath on YouTube, on Facebook. And we love hearing from you and how SoulCall Global is being in service to your individual spiritual path. And know that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, at all times, you're in the light and you are loved. Thank you.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.